This is the Sargent Cycle seat for the Triumph Tiger 800. I got it in the standard black, no customization. The fabric here itself is a really nice carbon style fabric. The craftsmanship and the materials that they use in this seat are probably some of the best in the industry. It's got a really nice welt. This welt, it's standard in black, but you can choose multiple different colors. I believe red, blue, white, maybe even metallic. So you have a front seat and a rear seat. You have a rear welt as well. What I found really nice about the seat is as soon as I got on, I noticed that this area here was significantly firmer in a good way than the stock seat. If you're a Triumph Tiger owner, you know that the seat for that comes with it is relatively cushy. And not in a good way, because after about an hour and a half of riding, you end up riding on the seat pan, which is not comfortable at all. I'll give you a profile shot here, and you can see that it's relatively flat along this area here, relatively flat along this area here, and then you're sitting in here, so you're actually, you know, it's almost, you're sitting in the seat as opposed to right on top of it, which is really nice. The rear section is significantly more comfortable for your rider. The stock seat tends to slope directly into the front seat, whereas this one has a nice little bump here, and that bump will prevent the rear rider from sliding into the front rider, which is a benefit. Now I will tell you that the installation was relatively simple. I thought I might have had a defective seat, and the reason I say that is because the rear section was a little more difficult to install. It's not quite as simple as the stock seat. So I'm going to put this camera on the tripod here and show you what I mean by a little more difficult. So the stock seat, obviously it installs just like the stock seat with the front and rear section. It comes with the two hooks here. It comes with a very cool compartment area. The seat pans are nearly identical. I believe they laser copied the stock seat pans from the bottom and the top. They just did the foam a little bit differently. If you notice, I'm sliding this just like you would the stock seat, you know, and it doesn't quite lock in. And so what I found is if you do get this seat, you have to tilt it up a little bit, push the front end in down, and then you might have to rotate the key a little bit just to get it in. And now we're secure there. So the installation, like I said, is very similar to the stock seat with that slight variation of getting a little more of an angle, which is okay. So the ultimate question, is it comfortable to ride on? I will say yes, it is comfortable to ride on. However, and there's a big however, for me, and it's me personally, I don't know if anybody else has had this issue, haven't been able to find a review video on the Sargent Cycle seat for the Triumph Tiger specifically. The big however I have is after about an hour and a half of riding, my legs would start to go numb. And the reason is that this area right here and right here, this part is lower and this is slightly raised up. So what was happening to me was there was cutting off circulations to my legs where my legs would meet my hips. And this area here was just putting too much pressure on me. So while this is extremely comfortable, the craftsmanship is bar none. The materials are fantastic. The customer service is amazing. They were super supportive in helping me pick out a seat, and the return process. You know, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like your seat, no questions asked. They'll refund you 100% of your money. The catch is you do have to pay the shipping cost back to them. So keep that in mind, and it's not a small box, it's a motorcycle seat, so it's a relatively good sized box. But a lot of people have been super happy with the Sargent Cycle seat. I was for about the first 90 minutes of riding, and then after about 90 minutes I couldn't take it much more. So I couldn't justify the cost on spending on an aftermarket seat that much money and not have the ability to ride all day long for 300 or 400 miles. That's what I'm looking for in a seat. So unfortunately this one's going back, but I will say that if you're looking for an aftermarket seat, definitely take a look at the Sargent Cycle seat. For me, it didn't work out, but that doesn't mean it's not going to work out for you. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description below and you can have a look. Thanks for watching.